platform independent or not? It always remains a question. You'll never see anywhere Microsoft claiming that .NET is platform dependent or .NET is platform independent. Rather, I would say Microsoft has no intention at this point of time at least to make .NET available on non-Microsoft Windows platform. Microsoft is concentrating only on Windows for .NET as a platform. I would say they are making .NET framework available on all their versions of Windows operating system. .NET framework is available even for Windows Mobile, the mobile device operating system, which was earlier Windows CE. So today we have got Windows Mobile for handheld devices like mobile device or pocket PC. Windows Mobile is the operating system. .NET Framework Compact Edition is available even for those devices. But non-Microsoft, Microsoft is absolutely not concentrating on. They are not interested in making .NET deployable on those kind of OS. So it is senseless to discuss or argue about .NET is platform independent or platform dependent. Architecture wise it is similar to Java, whereas output wise, real time I would say it is not similar to Java for the reason that Java application developed on Windows would work on Unix. But okay. So this is all about platform. So I hope this slide gives you clear picture of what is a platform. Platform is an environment on which your application is immediately dependent upon. It can be hardware, it can be operating system, or it can be a special software given by a particular vendor like JRE or .NET Framework software. Now what is .NET? These are the definitions which Microsoft gives. .NET is a framework built on open internet protocols and standards with tools and services that meld computing and communication in new ways. See, now .NET framework is giving us opportunity to make applications which we develop available to even non-Microsoft technologies like Java. We can develop in .NET something called as web services, and these web services using SOAP protocol, which is an open protocol which is by W3C, can be used by a Java programmer to consume the functionality which we develop in .NET, or vice versa is true. That means a Java programmer can provide XML web service and that we can consume in .NET. So both the ways it is possible. And there are a lot of tools and services which Microsoft is giving and making the communication very innovative through mobile devices, laptops, desktops, all the devices as we have seen in the earlier slide can communicate with each other. Another more easy to understand definition for what is .NET can be, it's an environment for developing and running software applications featuring ease of development of web-based services, rich standard runtime services available to components written in variety of programming languages, and provides interlanguage and intermachine interoperability. So basically this definition is much simpler when compared to the earlier, but has the same meaning. Platform is environment for developing and running software applications featuring ease of development. Which type of application? Especially web-based applications. See, now the era has changed. In 1990s or earlier, it was more of Windows programming which was popular. But now the time has changed where web applications have become popular with the better infrastructure of internet, broadband connectivity available at very low price everywhere. It has been a known fact that nowadays everybody wants to develop web-based applications rather than going for Windows-based applications. So web-based applications are much easier to develop here. And something very important about .NET is .NET programming is interoperable in different programming languages. What does it mean? Suppose I develop an application in VB.NET. I develop, let us say, some component in VB.NET. Very easily I can use that in C#, and a component developed in C# can be used in VB.NET or any other .NET language. So it is a seamless integration of one component in another languages is possible when we talk about .NET. Now what are the major components of .NET? See, when we talk about .NET, we need to have .NET Framework Runtime, .NET Framework SDK, and Visual Studio .NET. On the development platform, we need to have framework and SDK both. But on production machine, the machine where I am going to execute .NET application, if I have .NET framework runtime, it is more than sufficient. We don't need to have .NET framework software separately, .NET framework SDK separately installed on that machine. Point here is Java free? Answer is yes. It's a known answer, very popular. Is .NET free? Many people will get a question mark, yes or no. But answer for this question is .NET is indeed free for all licensed versions of Windows operating system. You would purchase license for Windows, not for .NET framework. If you have Windows operating system, you can simply install .NET framework software by downloading it from the Microsoft website. You don't have to separately purchase .NET framework. And is .NET development free? Yes, even .NET development is also free. For development of .NET application, what we need is .NET framework runtime, .NET framework SDK, and some text editor which can be Notepad. You can write your programs in Notepad. You can compile them using the compiler which comes with .NET framework and execute them on .NET framework runtime. You don't need any other additional anything for continuing to develop .NET application. But what has been found in the industry for years now is we use Visual Studio .NET for development of application. Now, what are the benefits of Visual Studio .NET? Visual Studio .NET is not free. It's a commercial product by Microsoft. And the current version of Studio which is available is Visual Studio .NET 2008. Now, what is the benefit of Studio? It's an IDE integrated development environment. Implies what? Integrated with lot of things which are required for development like compiler, debuggers, profilers, right? You can execute the program there itself. You can trace the program. You have got a lot of wizards kind of things which will make things easy for you. So these kind of advantages you are going to get when you are using Studio IDE, integrated development environment. All things are integrated at one place. Then we also say Studio is a rapid application development tool. Why we say rapid application development? Anyone which is using Studio will have more productivity, would develop the application at a rapid rate than somebody who is planning to use Notepad and develop a .NET based application. Very slow. But using Studio, things will become very fast. That is one of the biggest advantage of Studio. Productivity of the developer is going to become very high when they are making use of Studio. We don't need to deploy Studio on production machine. We need Studio only on the development environment. We use Studio as a development platform, not on the production machine. And Studio is an IDE, not just for one language of .NET. Using Studio, I can write C# application, VB.NET application, VC++ application, and not only .NET based application. Studio can be used even for non.NET based applications also. Like one can install a plugin for PHP. You can go to Google and type PHP plugin for Studio. You will find a ready-made software available. Just install that PHP plugin for Studio on your machine, and your machine would then become available for your Studio would then become available for PHP application development, PHP based web application development. So Studio is an extendable software. With additional plugins, we can always extend Studio for .NET based application and even for non-.NET based applications. Programming languages by Microsoft and even for non-Microsoft languages. So this is all about Studio. So basically when we are talking about Studio, when you install Studio.NET 2003 on your machine, to Studio.NET 2003 on machine, automatically .NET Framework Runtime, .NET Framework SDK, and everything else which is required for execution or for development of various types of .NET applications are automatically installed. We do have Express Edition of Visual Basic, Express Edition of C#, and Express Edition for web development. But then there are different softwares. Studio advantage is it's everything at one place. Let us see now the different versions of .NET Framework. Version 1.0 was released in the year 2002. Version 1.